Hi, you're watching Cavan News and Views on Irishwebtv.com, and it is the time of seasons, it is Christmas time, and that's the time of the year where we take a quick look around Cavan Town and see exactly what is going on. It's Christmas and it's great to get into your store and having a look around. Of course you're open all year round for the folks to see, but at Christmas your store is a little bit extra special.
Well, a little bit. We like to think it's special all the time, you know, but anyway, yeah, it's always more special at Christmas with the Christmas music and the things like that and a few decorations, yes. It's a lovely time of year.
So having looked over business in the year and the year gone by, I do think things are picking up, aren't they?
They are, certainly for Christmas. Certainly for Christmas. We've been looking forward to, you know, a nice Christmas season from the end of November, and yeah, it's materialized, so it's been good.
And the event of the Christmas markets there, that's the second year that's been in the town this year, in the square.
That's right, and it was a little bit bigger this year, and I think it brought a few more people around the town, and it was great to have the music in the streets and the extra people and Santa Claus and all who came to visit.
And of course the cultural difference, the culture injection as well, as one might say. We had all the different nationalities bringing their touch to it as well, which is part of our social fabric now. We're going with the times.
Yeah, it was great to see them drag a few people in off the street to do some dancing as well.
Yeah,
I know one or two walked away there. I'm worn out now. Yeah, so it was good.
Andy, you mentioned that you had some of the traditional favourites for Christmas.
Yes.
Right, what are you talking about? I see nice spices and things like that.
Oh, the spices. I hate to say this, but my spices are still stuck on a ship somewhere. We had all sorts of things that we brought in. Because we have our own sort of label that we do. We get them shipped in, and they're still waiting. They're still at sea somewhere, right, with the storms. So the spices, no. My American foods, no. Not so much, but I tell you what we do have. We do have a few things that very special at Christmas time do very well. One is the lamps, the hurricane lamps. I don't know if you've seen our lamps. Should I show you the lamp? Will I?
Yep.
Okay, right this way. Now, I should have the lamp lit, but I don't. But I can light these things here. But my hurricane lamps are here. And they come in a variety of different colors. And these are a very traditional lamp. They've been made the same way in Germany for over 125 years. People come in all the time and they look at the lamps and they think, wow, you know, my granny had one of those or something like that and used to keep it in the window. Used to always walk up the street.
And it's still fueled by paraffin oil?
It's the paraffin oil, lamp oil. I have the wicks, I have the glasses, I have everything that is needed to keep the lamps. And they're just so neat to use. The one fill of oil here will actually keep the lamp lit for about 36 hours.
That would be an absolute fabulous present to give somebody who has everything, wouldn't it?
It would.
And they come in different colours because I see
they do.
I
have the green, I have the blue, I have black, I have silver. The silver being the very traditional look of it.
Very authentic.
The very traditional look. So you can open it up and you can trim your wick and you can do, it's very, very nice. It's just really a lovely piece. So, and they're hard to get, which is why we have them.
So well done, Andy. When you talk about your spices and things like that, that is the ingredients that will go into a good mulled wine or a mulled punch.
That's right. It's the spices that we have are a good range of spices that everything from cooking, you know, adding a lot of flavor from the sort of the chipotle and the smoked chipotle.
And of course as well, Andy, it's the smells and the aroma when you walk into a house that you get that really puts you into the festive mood sometimes.
Well, that's true too. When you're thinking of the mulling spices and the things like that, absolutely, they're very special. And it's another thing that adds to the time of year.
And you have all that in here if anybody comes in and ask your advice on as well.
We certainly do that. One thing that we do that nobody else does, right? And that is our own special eggnog latte. Now we make it up ourselves every year. The American style eggnog. Now if you got it in the States, it would have lashes of of rum. If you're in the north or if you're in the south, that have lashes of whiskey. We just put in a little bit of spiced rum for flavor, right? We use it to make the lattes.
So just get that clear, Andy. Anybody can come in off the street and say, Andy, make us up one of your eggnogs.
That's right. Make us up one of your eggnog lattes, and we'd be very glad to do it.
Right. And they can have it here in the store.
Oh, they can have it here in the store. We can sit up at the bar and have your coffee here.
Fabulous.
You can walk around as you're browsing around, right?
Or you
take it
feel
out
a little
with
bit
you.
cold and tired from the shopping, you can come in here and take an eggnog, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's real comfort food. Most definitely, real comfort food. Now, let me see. What else? Let's go back
Well,
here.
what about the one thing about your store, of course, is it's like the kind of things that were in American hardware stores way back in the times, isn't it? That's the feel you get when you walk in here.
That's the feel that we want people to get as well. You know, it's a chance to slow down. You know, it's nothing like we do coffee, for example, and I do coffee grinders and coffee makers and stuff like that, but nothing with a plug. Right? It's like with the clothes airs that you see here behind you. Again, nothing with a plug, you know, so we'd have kind of this idea.
This thing here is fabulous as well, the old
believe it or
mincer.
not. Now this is a kind of a new, it's something new that looks quite old. It's a wheatgrass juicer. Right? Now I would have
show us
the
this now.
grinders, right? The meat mincers, and I have meat mincers. I have one in the back. I'll show it to you that you could nearly put the whole cow into. All right, but again, the idea would be for people who want to, who want to do things and make things at home, right?
I think that'd be really cool sitting on the edge of your counter at home, so it would.
Yeah, that one, the flour mill that's here, the oat roller, the oat roller is really, really good. We actually even use it to roll oats when we sell the bottled oats here, and they're really, really good. One thing that I find here in Ireland more often than you'd find in the States, and that's porridge, and people love porridge. And there's good reasons for that. It's good.
That's it here.
This is the oat roller. That's the tall one. Is the oat roller. Yeah. So yeah.
Really, again, Andy, for if somebody who has everything and you can't think of anything different to buy anybody, I stress this shop is the place to come in.
Oh, thank you. Let me take you here to the back. All right. A lot of people don't realize we can go down the back.
Yeah. It's like an Aladdin's cave, really, isn't it?
I've been up into a few of the shops in Dublin, and it's one of the things in Dublin now. Kind of a theme in some of the shops is that to have you this maze where they kind of take you around in the maze. There's one like that in Blanchardstown, another one in Liffey Valley, right? Well, we have our own maze going, but it's not just quite the same.
I like this, Andy. I like your shop fitting there. It's like an old pharmacy or something.
It's interesting the way
authentic.
we collected things over the years. These things here actually came out of one of the convents here.
Really?
Yeah, they came out of a convent in the town. These things behind us came out of an old hall that we just kind of salvaged them. They were ripped out and taken out, and so we kind of
It's so
salvaged
cool
them.
there now.
It does, doesn't it? And then other bits and pieces. When we get into the back of the shop here, the shop that we're in now, in the back of the day, was a tailor shop, and the front end where we were earlier was the showroom. The room that we just walked through, the narrow room there, was the fitting room, and the workshop was upstairs. But this was the dining room.
Andy, tell us about the fireplace.
Yes. Anyway.
That's surely authentic.
Oh, that's authentic. It certainly is, because this was the dining room, and the kitchen was in the back. And when all of the tailors were working upstairs, this is where they would come down to have their tea and their dinner. And so, yeah, when we cleaned up the walls, that's
it really
what we
is
found.
Aladdin's cave.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
And so now back here we have some of the stuff that we bring in from the States. More of it, the Lodge cookware, the Lodge cast iron. We have the skillets. We have the cornbread pans in the corner, the round one. Let me ask you this. Excuse me here. I'm just going to come through.
Don't ask me what anything is, Andy. I'm a bad cook.
We put this up because we would put these things out on YouTube now and again, right? Or not on Facebook. And we put this up to ask what this was. We do a little "what is it" thing, right?
Yeah.
And
Go on, ask.
actually, one person got it, right? What is it?
An egg poacher.
That was a common guess, but not the correct one.
At least I think
right?
the same as most people.
It kind of looks. You can be forgiven for that, right? But it's a Danish Abelskiver pan. And it kind of, why you would find one of these in the United States goes back to, again, that tradition of immigration into the United States. And the Danes and Norwegians who came, they brought this, and you'd heat this up on your stove, and you'd pour your batter in, and you would take a little hook, a little skewer, and as it cooked, you would roll it up to make a little round ball. If you look up the Abel skiver, now it's kind of hard to spell, but if you looked it up, see there's a ball right there. Look it up. There's a guy that has it on YouTube that shows how to make it. Brilliant.
It's just cast iron that you put on an oak. What kind of a fire?
Well, this would work on your electric hob. It'd work on your gas hob. Right? It'd work on your solid fuel. It'd work on a barbecue grill. Right?
Could you poach an egg in it?
I'm sure you could. It'd be different anyway. It'd be more fried, though, I'm afraid, as opposed to poached. It's just the way it looks around, yeah. So that's one, and then we got two of the hooks, and then we have, of course, the range of cast iron pans.
And this brand we're talking about is Lodge, L-O-D-G.
And for the really hungry, right? For the really hungry, there's one there that's 15 inches around. Now that would definitely take off the top of your solid fuel, right? But if you're not into that much, if you're not that hungry, then we have the traditional 10-inch size and then 8-inch and 5-inch.
Of course, Andy, that would last for absolutely ever.
Absolutely,
you'd have
ever.
to throw it out.
You would. Listen, it's amazing when people come in and see these. They say, "Oh, my granny had one of those, right?" And they said, "Wait a second, I know where it's at. You know, they've been using it to feed the dogs or something like that." Or it's rusty and it's mucky. I said, bring it in. We can make it as good as new.
My granny had this, the enamel bread bin.
The enamel bread bin, yes. Yeah. So it is kind of an interesting, to be able to bring things that people remember. This is the big mincer. The big mincer I was talking about. But it's great to be able to do that. People do come in and they see some things around the shop that they wouldn't see in other places. And like our these things here, the apple presses, people come in and look at that, and sometimes they think they're butter churns, but they're not. They're apple presses. We had this one out on the street there a couple months ago, crushing apples and making up
cider.
Yeah. Oh, we did. Oh, yeah. We would. We turn it into apple juice. It doesn't take long for the apple juice to start fermenting naturally, and it's very tasty.
Oh, what's this now?
This is another one. This is an American-made one right here, and it's one that it would have blocks in it, and you crank the blocks down on it and put a lot of pressure on it. So
these are really, really, I have to say, unique things that are going back into time without a plug on it, as you say, and they're so. It'd be really cool to have this in your house.
So. And then, the grills and stuff like that. We have some of the again, wooden toys and things like that that we would get in from Germany.
That's interesting. That'd be a good Christmas present as well, Andy. So, for children who have everything modern, that'd be really nice. Do they make them up? Does it come in a pack and you make it up yourself?
Actually, it comes as a flat pack. It's all pre-cut, and you can put it together. And it comes with a little screwdriver to go with it, a little wooden handle screwdriver to put it all together.
Give the child absolute hours of pleasure and something they could look back in years to come and say, I made that when I was 7.
Yeah, that's right. And it comes with the furniture and the little dolls and everything like that. So,
what do you call, if somebody come in and ask you, what do you call that? What's that?
Just a doll's house.
The doll's house. It's not
a doll's house. Yeah.
Fabulous.
We wanted to do things like that. It's kind of like my wife and I, I was in the Air Force for 20 years, and we traveled around a lot. And we saw a bunch of different things, and there's a few things that we collected here and there. And different ideas.
That's where you got all your fabulous ideas from, Mike.
Some of them, yeah, absolutely. There was a little shop outside of Saffron Walden. What is that? Essex? I think it's Essex in England. And it was a shop, that's all they did was doll's house furniture. And these are doll's houses, and these were beautiful. And so we have one of those, and I thought, we had a chance to have a doll's house. They're not as nice as this one that's in Saffron Walden, but
yeah. So instead of just one or two fabulous, quirky, unique things, your whole shop is full of them.
Well, we'd like to think so. There's some everyday handy things as well. We have all.
So, Andy, is it okay for people to say, "Gosh, I never knew this is here"? It's okay for people to come in and browse and have a look and see something, maybe come back another time. They're very welcome to do that.
They can come and make themselves at home.
Yeah, great. And Andy, you've all the bits and pieces that you know you want, but you don't know where to get it.
the cutters. Shop is based very loosely on this Amish general store in Ohio, and there they have this full wall of cutters. And it's a great big wall, and you can get every one of the 50 states, right, along with everything else. And that's kind of my goal. I'd like to keep expanding our range until someday I can have the full wall of cutters. And we might not have the 50 states. We surely should have one of Ireland, you know, the little teddy bear looking thing on the side, right?
And the bottle lying on its side, Cavan, of course.
Oh, of course it is, isn't it? That's right. It kind of, maybe each of the counties would be kind of cool. They definitely, people are coming in, tourists that come into the town would come in, and they're always looking for something like that. So that's a good idea.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Amish there, and I can see that the influence of the shop, around the shop, and as you say, nothing with a plug on it. Where did that come from, Andy?
Well, part of it comes from the fact that when I was in the Air Force, we were stationed in Ohio, and Ohio's home to some of the largest Amish communities in the country of the United States. Most people think Pennsylvania, but there are actually more Amish in Ohio than any other state. And the general store there, we visited this general store, and it was just amazing because it was just literally everything that you would want if you were looking at traditional items. And it's from the things that we've seen here to the old, real old style ranges with the lower bit and the upper kind of the warming bit, you know, and they have gas-fired refrigerators, which sounds very strange, doesn't it? But you could get your horse and buggy, you could get your garden tools, you could get your hand tools. If you wanted to make it at home, if you wanted to be self-sufficient, they had everything.
You could build a house out of the store.
You could build a house out of the store. It was brilliant. If you wanted to be quilting, you could get everything you needed to make your quilting. If you wanted canning or preserving or jarring or bottling, whatever you want to do, anything like that, it was all there.
That is amazing. And when I see those kind of things, they always bring me back to old-time American films.
Yes, they could do that. But I found that that's like not so old-time Irish films as well. You know, there's a lot of farmhouses around in Cavan and Leitrim where we live, right? That would still have many of these things in them, right?
I was actually in a place the other day and I came across an old thing for raking up hay, you know, with the round things and the old wrought iron seat on it, and I was going, gosh, they should tidy that up and clean it up. Like old things like that are so, bring them back, so valuable, just clean them up.
They are so neat, and occasionally you still find them in barns or the odd hedgerow. The ones
people don't realise like what they've got out in their old barn if they cleaned it up.
That's right. Sometimes they don't. That's right. So that's part of it. Yeah, and the other part of it is that the Amish. When people think of the Amish and the Amish in the United States, they think of people who live close to the land, but they also think about people who live out their faith and what they do. And that's the other side of the shop.
Sign, yeah, they use a lot of God and things. Even your sign there, it says, "Come close to God, and He will come close to you."
That's right. So we want
they live by their Bible, don't they?
That's it. And you know, their faith comes out and affects everything they do. Yeah, exactly. And so we'd like certainly that to be.
Do you carry that faith yourself, Andy, or do you just look at them and see, well, it works for them, it's good, it's nice, or are you actually using that yourself?
Oh no, it would be what we'd live by and how we would operate the shop. Right, there's a little sign over the door, you know, that everyone who comes into the shop, we know they're made in the image of God, right? And so therefore they need to be treated with that same respect, no matter who they are.
That's great.
So that kind of shows where the customer service comes from.
But do you not think though, Andy, that's beautiful, that's a fantastic sentiment, but it's a bit hard to live out in modern day. Do you not find that, seriously?
You can find lots of reasons not to. Right, you can. I mean,
you're not battling against a tide sometimes.
No, I'm not swimming. I feel like I'm kind of. What is it? I'm not too worried about the tide, if you will. You know, because come what may, it's the way that we want to. It's the way that we want to live.
I think it's good too.
Thank you.
So, Andy, we have 1 week to go to Christmas, and of course Christmas is on a weekend. Well, it's Saturday and Sunday, and there's still plenty of time for people to come in and get their nice presents and do lots of shopping around the town.
That's right. Yeah? There's a week left, and it's kind of interesting the way it falls. So I'm kind of hoping that Saturday being the Christmas Eve before Christmas Eve,
it should be bustling.
That everybody will be in on that day, right? And that on Christmas Eve they'll be able to really take that time off and enjoy the time with family and friends and the spirit of the season.
Yeah, well, there you go. And we're going to talk to Andy's wife. Hi, you're dying. Loads of people are going to come into your shop now at Christmas, and you're going to welcome them with a nice coffee, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Our eggnog is A season
unique.
favourite. Yes, at this time of the year, yes.
So, Andy and yourself, your Christmas greeting to everybody.
Christmas greeting to everyone. Now, let me see. I shouldn't have to think about this, should I? But certainly, I would want to wish everyone who comes into the shop, everyone who sees the video, and everyone around us to have a very blessed Christmas. Remember the reason for the season. It's not always just about the gifts that we get, but it's about the gifts that we have been given, from this season, from the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. So anyway, if we can remember that, it will make the year a lot easier. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless everyone.
Thank you. Hi, and I'd like to say hi to Claire Chamberlain. And here you are, Claire, with fabulous choir singing here, and they are raising funds for the Breffni Blues Special Olympics Fund.
That's right.
I know we've had you on Cavan TV before, but tell us what you're at this
Okay,
time.
so for the last few years we've got our athletes and the families together for the Breffni Blues Special Olympics Club Cavan, and every Christmas now we've been out and we sing like everybody else. We're singing and we're raising funds for the club. So the club is, we've about 50 members now in the club, 50 athletes with special needs, and we do golf, bocce, bowling, athletics, a range of stuff every night. All our athletes need is taxis to take them to the different sports that we're doing. Yeah.
So that's where your funds go, Claire.
Yeah.
You raise them here at Christmas time, and you have fundraisers during the year as well.
Yeah, we do.
But that's the work the Breffni Blues
That's the work that we do, like the funds
you look
we
after
raise.
50
athletes, and we provide them with opportunities to play sport, to reach their potential in various sports, and we're all part of Special Olympics Ireland. So Special Olympics Ireland is a big body, and we're members of that organisation.
Okay, you're out here today, but will you be out at any other time over Christmas?
No, we have a church gate collection on, I think, the 6th, if that's a Sunday, the 6th of January. So that's our annual church gate. And other than these two things, then we do coffee mornings and other bits and pieces during the year.
So there you are, folks. That's just a taste of what the Breffni Blues, the Breffni Blue
Special Olympics
and what their funds go to. So if you're out and about and you see anybody collecting for that, a very good charity. And please be generous. It's the time of the year to be merry. And thank you.
Thanks
thank you,
very
Claire.
much. Thanks
thank you.
Hi, here in City Lady you can purchase a very good professional products what we're using for you for everyday look. Here we are, our nail room, where we have over 300 colors to suit for your nails. We're doing gel, acrylic, shellac, long-lasting polish, any polish you wish. Here we're having a hairdressers, where you can get the color, haircut, up styles, or any hair treatments. Here we're having a beauty room where you can get a waxing, facials, or any other treatments. Here we have another room where you also can get a nice treatments done by the professional staff. And now we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you and all your families. Merry Christmas!
My name is Eddie Coleman. I'm president of Cavan Chamber of Commerce in Cavan. I would like to wish everybody a very, very happy Christmas. All the business people, all the people that come to Cavan. On behalf of us all in Cavan Gifts here on Main Street, Cavan, I wish you, your family, a peaceful, happy Christmas and a very peaceful New Year. Thank you.
Peter Scanlon, Elegant Gems. I'd like to wish all my customers a very happy Christmas and a prosperous new year. Don't forget to check us out before Christmas. Now we've got all our brands, Ted Baker, Orla Kiley, Paul Costello, all stocked up and in. And don't forget in 2018 to check out the link below my website where you can customise every detail of your engagement ring or eternity ring, from stone size, shape, colour to extensive design alterations. Send me your images. Happy Christmas.
Hello to everybody, Pacelli Lynch here for Cavan, East Cavan and East Mullingar. Just like to wish all our customers and our friends a very happy Christmas and a prosperous new year. And don't forget, one of the best presents you can get anybody at Christmas or at any time during the year is a book, because a book adds to education, it adds to a wealth in knowledge for people. And we have a fantastic range of 3 for 2 throughout our shop from now until Christmas. So once again, happy Christmas and a prosperous new year to everybody from all the staff and management at East Cavan and East Mullingar. Thank you.
Beautiful day, headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day, waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. And there's a beautiful day headed your way.
That's our first year here in Cavan, and we would like to thank you all our customers for being with us, and we're wishing you all very happy Christmas and a happy new year. Thank you so much for your custom.
Merry Christmas from the Big Apple at the Black Horse Inn, Cavan Town. We'd like to wish all our customers a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you for all your support in 2017, and we all look forward to seeing you in 2018 for your forthcoming events. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We'd like to thank everybody for all their custom and support in 2017. We'd like to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a prosperous new year, and we look forward to seeing you in 2018.
Merry Christmas!
I'd like to thank all our customers for their custom during 2017 and hope to see you all in 2018. Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas! I'd like to wish all our customers to our store in Monaghan, our store in Cavan, our store in Carrick Cross, and also to our website, electricalwholesaler.ie. I'd like to wish them a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.